morning. Good morning from Melbourne. Good evening to my friends in the US. I'm just finishing getting everything set up and into place. Hey Nikki, how are you? Looks like it's cooling off in Arizona. I know it's warming up here in Melbourne. We've had a couple of days where we've gone 65, 68, barely reaching 20 Celsius. Today we're jumping up to 25 Celsius, which is 77. So quite warm here all of a sudden. And we're going to fluctuate the next few days between being spring-like and almost summery, and it's just going to go up and down for a few days. But that's okay. That's the nature of the season, I guess. Okay, let's get this started here. We'll see if anyone else joins in as we go. So last week I made a card that was my first one with this Dino Days stamp set. And I've actually made several more since then. It's really absolutely adorable and very fun. And as I'm in the mindset for my World Card Making Day on Saturday, where we're making cards that are going to be sold at the Royal Children's Hospital, it's pretty appropriate. You also saw on my blog, I believe last week, the cow card that we made in September that from the Over the Moon stamp set that featured a Wobbler spring on it. And I put a link to the video tutorial that I had seen on them, but I thought maybe we'd just go ahead and show you how to make those right here. So I'm going to pull in my supplies for that. Sorry if I bump around here a little bit. And I need to restart my video feed on my monitor, it appears. There we go. Okay, so now I can see what you're seeing. So these are actually quite easy to make if you have the supplies. And the key component is this, it's florist wire, and I know you can get it in big box craft stores. In the US, that would be Michael's or that other one that I don't like. And here in Australia, I found this at Spotlight. There's probably other sources too, but those are the easiest ones I know about. And this is 30 gauge florist wire. I saw somebody else was using 28 gauge, but the video I watched really recommended the 30 gauge. So that's what I got. And this will make a million of these things. It doesn't take very much. You need to have a way of cutting circles. Today, because of the size of the image I'm using a 3/4 inch punch. The ones I did for the cows, I used a 1-inch punch. It's hard to get much smaller than that because it gets very, very fiddly, but there you go. You can also use the circle dies as well if you've got them that go small enough for your project. You're going to need a screwdriver or something. Basically, we don't need it to be able to screw. We just need it for the shaft. So most people have a screwdriver of some kind. So I'm not going to worry about that. And then you need tear and tape. So I am going to make a couple of circles. We're going to need 4 circles total. And I like to do 2 that are the color of the image that you're going to be wobbling, and 2 that blend in with the background that you're attaching it to. So I'm using Pretty Peacock today because I think that's going to work the best. And then you also need either a paper piercer or, for a while, Stampin' Up! Was selling a handheld punch with a really itty bitty, like, what is that, an eighth of an inch? 16th of an inch, little tiny hole. And you can do, like I said, you can do this with a paper piercer if you don't have a punch like this. But on one of each color, you're just going to make a hole towards the center of the circle. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to do some tear and tape on each of these. Just get those little bits out of the way. Yeah, I'm not sure Home Depot for Nikki for a screwdriver or for the florist wire. I'm not sure if Home Depot will have florist wire. They'll have screwdrivers, but I'm trying to think of what else you could use. If you had a chopstick, you could use a chopstick. Tools. Oh, yeah, and then the other tool I've got these pliers that have a little bit of a wire cutter blade on them, but really any heavy, I mean, this is so fine. You could do it with paper snips. I just wouldn't want to notch up my paper snips blade. So any utility shears that you've got that you don't mind if it gets possibly a little bit gigged up is fine. You don't need anything really fancy or elaborate. So I hope that you guys can see this. What I've done is the ones with the holes, I've just put on half of the circle, and then the ones without holes I've done basically all the way across. And the nice thing about the tear and tape is if it's not flush, when you take the backing paper off, you can just take your finger and just fold it over on itself, and that works just fine. So just because the wire gets a little fidgety to work with, I'm just going to have this all prepped and ready to go. If I can keep them where I want them. And basically we're going to wind up making a sandwich on each side of the Wobbler spring. And hi, Chrissy. So you don't need much of this wire. Like I said, it doesn't take much. You're going to leave a little bit of a tail, maybe about 1/2 inch or a centimeter, and you're going to wrap it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I kind of squish it together a little bit and pull it off, and you've got your spring. And then you just need, again, to leave a little bit of a tail. And that's it. You know, there's almost nothing to this wire. It's really easy to work with. So now I've got 2 tails on this spring, and so it goes up, and you just twist it around, and it sticks on there, and you sandwich it between, and there's one side, and then you come up this way, and go ahead and sandwich that on. I'm doing this in places that you can see, hopefully. And then I've got a little bit hanging off there. This time I'm just going to use my scissors. These are the craft scissors that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. But, I mean, it's almost nothing. Just snip that off. So that gives me my Wobbler spring. So I'm going to set that all aside, and we'll actually do some stamping now. Excuse my reach here. Hey, Roseanne. Hi, Anne. Yeah, so I've got a Dino Days stamp set, and my color palette, I've just got all of these stamp sets or ink pads pulled out. These are the ones that coordinate with the Dino Roar Designer Series paper, and I have them all pulled right now because I'm prepping for my event on Saturday, my World Card Making Day event, and I think we're going to start with those for now. And I have some Whisper White and my foam mat. And I think I'm going to pull out this Brontosaurus. I think that's right. I was never really into dinosaurs the way my brother was, and my son, but I think I remember correctly. What was I going to do? I think I'm going to do him in Mango Melody. Oh, hi Gladys. Yeah, I showed how to make a Wobbler spring. So you may want to catch that in a little bit. And I'm going to just stamp that here. These are cute. And I thought I might put some pretty peacock spots on them. Here we go. And what else are we doing here? I thought I'd take this pterodactyl. Make him in Old Olive. We'll just play it safe over here. Here we go. And now to cut them out. Now this pterodactyl, I thought about making him a wobbler too, but I think he's so small. See, the 3/4 inch was going to be way too big, and it was going to get down to like a 1/4 inch, and I thought that might just be a little rough. So I might play with that another time, but not for today. So there's my big shot. Oh, could use a good dusting off. And look at these fun dies that came with. So there's the Brontosaurus. And these new dies, you can see it's a much tighter fit than our old style. They cut out with the same margin, but they, when you go to line them up, they look much tighter on the image, which is actually kind of a good thing. Haven't run that one through. Let's see how he came out. Yeah. It's nice, right? And get our pterodactyl going. This is my first time using the dies, so. Let's see how well I line that one up from the angle. Oh, good. Okay, so. Get that out of the way. So, there are my guys. And I'll bring in my card pieces. These are the pieces I chose. That's a piece of the Dino Designer Series paper, and a Pool Party base, and a Mango Melody mat. And I'm thinking something like that. And this guy with my wobbler down here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp a sentiment down here. Oh, thanks for being a friendosaurus. I think that's it. Or you're awesome. I think we'll go with thanks for being a friendosaurus. I think we'll do the pretty peacock again. This is a nice replacement for Island Indigo that we had until a couple years ago with the last color revamp. Hadn't realized quite how much I missed that color till I saw this one again. There we go. And I'll start layering this up. So my friends who are demos, have you ordered your new trimmer? Yes, that's right. People who aren't demos, they just made the new trimmer available for demonstrators to order and try out. And I've got my order. I've put my order together. Just kind of was having kind of a tired day yesterday, and I thought before I pulled the trigger, I better take a day and make sure I wasn't leaving anything off that I wanted to have. And also, as I finish prepping for Saturday's big event, I may discover I need to restock some cardstock. So I'm holding off a day or two. Okay, I think that's going to be good. And then this one, I have some mini dimensionals. And then this one, again, this is the wobbler that I made. It's just floral, 30 gauge Florist wire sandwiched between two 3/4 inch circles in this case. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. And just glue him on there. then a little bit of glue on this side. You could use tear and tape again, but you know me, I like my glue. You just hold it for a second and tacks in there. And then how fun is that? What do you think? Oh, I'm seeing the reactions there. Yay. Yeah, I think those are fun. I think those are fun on really almost anything that you can conceive of moving. It'd be fun with flowers too, like they were blowing in the breeze maybe, but yeah, the cows, I think the cat or the dog punch, these dinosaurs, yeah, they're just fun. And they're easy. They're fast and easy too. So this one I should have positioned a little more towards there because you can see his head, but that's okay. Nobody who gets it's going to mind. So that is that. Does anyone, how would you mail it? Oh, yeah, it's thin enough. It just smushes right down. It's about the same height as a regular dimensional. So I imagine that would go through the mail just fine. If you ask at the post office, they'll probably tell you to put, a non-machinable additional postage on there. But if you don't ask, I bet you 9 times out of 10 it would go through just fine. So, any other questions about this or the new trimmer? Or, of course, I haven't actually seen the trimmer. I've seen pictures of it. It's going to be lovely. Yeah, I still have blades for the old one and also Gladys. I'm going to have the new one and be able to show it and promote it, and yeah, hoping that it outperforms the old one and continues to have blades and not need new blades quite as often, etc. What else do I know about anything? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So I guess that's it for this week. Short, sweet. Are you liking them when they're shorter? I can do more projects. No, I don't have my trimmer now. I'm just about to submit an order that's got it on there. They only debuted on the 1st, which for me was yesterday. And we don't have express shipping here yet. So it'll be next week at the earliest before I get mine. Yeah, so I'm looking for, yes, Purple Posy. Thank you, Anne. If you have been waiting to get your Purple Posy stamp pad or re-inker, they are now available to order. So hopefully you haven't held off on getting all of the 2019-2021 in colors. But so now all 5 are available in all formats. Yes, I have just ordered a re-inker for Purple Posy. I have a Purple Posy pad that I got in my product purchase premiere. Is that enough P's in a sentence for you? And Stampin' Up! Is going to ship me a replacement automatically, they said. So, but I've been using mine a little bit. It hasn't been too bad. Thank you, Roseanne, for the input on the length of lives. Yeah, so let's yeah, so Purple Posy is available. Trimmer, if you're a demonstrator. If you're not a demonstrator, but you would really like to get your hands on things that are only available for demonstrators at the moment, you could join Stampin' Up. It's a really good bargain. You get a lot of product for a small price and free shipping. The price is different depending on which country you're in. And if you're in Australia, I'd love to have you on my team. I do a lot of things for my team, including gifts and special meetings and all kinds of fun things. If you are in the US and you need a demonstrator, I can help link you up with one of my friends close to you. And whoop, somebody hit a wrong button, I think. But there's there's always lots of stuff going on. Demonstrators are the first to know and the first to benefit. And you can join up just for the fun of it, or because you want to make a little extra money or support your habit, which is what I do. And you can make it as much or little of a business as you want, and teach people if you want. Don't teach people if you don't want. There's all different ways to structure it, and I'm happy to help however I can. So that's it from sunny Melbourne today, and I will see you all, I hope, next Wednesday morning. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.